I think the thing that we can control, and we've been working on for the past year and a half here in the city of Vista, is the preventive part of it. The mission to deliver the highest quality of service with pride and professionalism to our customers and community will always guide our department and never be compromised. And that's a promise for me as your fire chief. That's a promise to us as your fire department. Weed abatement, there was a lot of gnashing of teeth when it came to this. It's a lesson learned for us. And so we're having an after action to address some of the concerns that are legitimate concerns that are brought by city residents as well as those in the district. There was some miscommunications. I own that as the fire chief, and I reassured the district as well as I'm reassuring you that we will get this tightened very quickly. But when I took over as fire chief and when these numbers came before me, I had a real concern with that. And so I put it on our prevention and education group, and they've done an amazing job. And it's been a daunting task, but we are dead set on getting this completed and ensuring that how do we deliver a better service moving forward this year and moving forward after that.
Because our goal isn't to force abate people. Our goal is to educate people and reduce the amount of fuel out there. That's really the only proactive thing we can do, is get all the dead fuel off people's properties and have them comply with a lot of the defensible space rules. In doing that, we've done over 8,000 inspections. And when you look at that, we're looking at about 30 forced abatements. So you're looking at less than 1% of the amount of inspections that we've done that have had to go to forced abatement. And many of those are because people didn't respond to us. And we have a responsibility to protect the community.
One thing that we're working on really hard here is that with the district and the city, ensuring that our ordinances and code are consistent, because we don't want people pointing fingers at the other across the board. And so working with the city attorney's office, ensuring that it is fair and equitable for everyone, but we're meeting the needs to ensure that everyone's fire safe. Fire hydrants, little yellow buddies.
We have 3 goals in mind with the hydrant program. Is 1, we need to make sure that they're visible. 2, we make sure that there's clearance around them and they're accessible. And the 3rd thing we do is we need to make sure that they're operationally functional so that when we go to use them for a fire, that they're in working condition. So we get to everyone in the fire district every year. We get to everyone in the city every 3 years, and we make sure that they're painted. There's a blue dot. We make sure that the vegetation's well away from them and that they repainted if they need to be painted. We do a good job at maintaining those, and we work with the different water authorities to try to maintain our hydrants and make sure that they're usable and in good shape anytime we have an emergency.
When we have red flag warnings and things like this, that we ensure that there is procedures in place, that everyone's on the same page when it comes to making sure that there is enough water pressure and that we have the resources that we need to mitigate any situation.
We have wild and pre-fire plans for all the dangerous areas. It's the topography and the fuel that make them dangerous. What we're really worried about is when we have weather conditions that align with that topography and fuel that make it dangerous in the community. And we have pre-plans so that when other fire departments respond into our area, they can be more familiar with the evacuation routes, the hydrant locations, and the communities that they'll be coming in contact with. We now have a fire camera on San Marcos Peak. In its first 2 weeks, it caught 2 fires in Vista. So it automatically is looking for infrared detection for early detection. It caught the fire that we had off the 78 freeway, and we had another fire on the north end towards Deer Springs. We also have a red flag protocol. So when we have red flag warnings, our inspectors go out and put red flags to notify the community.
We want to ensure that everyone's aware in the city and the district what's going on. We're going to take every opportunity to ensure that the public knows that we're in a red flag warning. And well, what does that mean? And so on our website for the district, as well as the city, we're going to walk through exactly what we need to do to ensure that you're protected and your family and loved ones are protected.